Hi, everybody. This is Taylor back with TaylorMade, and I'm in bed. I'm cozy. I'm ready for the night. But I just wanted to sit down, chat, because I realized that I've been making a lot of dating content, and I haven't been talking about like basic dating Q&A vibe. So today is that. Today is TaylorMade Romance Edition. Everything that has to do with me, my romance, my dating life, my basic question and answers that you're wondering about my dating life because obviously that's the most important thing. I need you guys to sit down for 30 minutes and just hear me rant about my dating life. And honestly, this might be two parts because I got a lot of shit to say. I've been dating for 7 years, more than that. I started dating when I was like 13. So going on 9 years I've been dating. And it's been a struggle. I've had my ups, I've had my downs. My longest relationship was just under a year. My shortest was just under a month. But yeah, these are your very basic question and answer questions. And if you have any more specific ones, please send them my way. I will happily answer them. Anyone who knows me know that I'm a very open book. So I will literally talk about anything. But today is very cozy, very chill. So grab your snack, sit down, listen, and let's chat about Taylor's dating romance questions. Okay, first question is, what is my biggest dating ick? For me, communication is the top priority. And so having bad communication is the most disgusting ick to me. Like, I will stop talking to you immediately. I will actually bitch you out and then stop talking to you because what do you mean we're grown? We are grown adults who don't know how to communicate. The funny thing is I watch you communicate with your colleagues, I watch you communicate with your mom, but yet you can't communicate with me. Like, I'm just confused where that disconnect is. Let's all remember that I'm a journalism major, so I literally have a degree in talking and good communication. I'm also somebody who works 5 different jobs. So if you want to play the card of, oh, I'm super busy, baby, so am I. I can promise you I'm busier than you, and yet you're not finding the time to text me back. Also, I've talked to so many men whose main job and main source of income is them working remote, and you're literally working off of the computer that you can text me off of. So I'm confused why you can't respond to my "Hey, are you free tonight?" text. Why it's taking you a full work day to respond to my text. Hey, so that's a yes or no. You don't have to elaborate, you don't have to do anything. You just have to say yes or no. Rocket science, I swear. I am not the type of person that wants consistent and like constant communication. I don't need to be talking to you all day. Honestly, you can go all day without talking to me and then give me a quick phone call. That would be so ideal. I want like a good morning, hey, I'm alive. Like, is it asking too much to just have somebody call me? We don't need to talk all the time, but it's just a quick little message, a quick little note. I am the number one supporter of a message react. So if you say something to me and I can't get to it right away, I'll react to it, get back to you later. Being like, "Hey, I'm acknowledging that I saw this, but also like I am busy because like I mentioned 5 jobs. Baby, I know what it's like to be busy. I'm not questioning you being busy. I'm questioning, I know you were on your phone the last 12 hours. You're telling me you didn't take a shit in the last 12 hours and you can respond to me? Be so fucking for real. Like, are we serious? Are we so serious?" I would prefer not to talk all day because we lose track of shit to talk about. And if we call once a day or once every other day or whatever, if we talk every so often, we have more to talk about. But having that consistent communication is all I care about. It doesn't have to be constant, but consistent. That is a huge differentiator. Going into then my biggest like green flag, obviously good communication, but more of that consistency. I have in my notes that like some men take consistency. When I say consistency, some men are like, okay, as long as I'm consistent being a bad communicator, that's okay. Hey, die. Hey, who do you think you are? You're gonna walk into my era, my aura, and then be like, I can be a bad communicator. That's fine. No, baby. Not around here, partner. Not around here. All right. Consistency for me just looks like You don't talk to me all day, you give me a phone call at 6 p.m. Great. That's consistent to me if we're doing that multiple nights a week. Again, not every night, but being like, oh, I can't chat tonight because I'm going to get dinner with a friend. Awesome. That is great. Have so much fun. Kiss, kiss, bye. Like, it's so fucking simple. I don't understand. Remember, I was dating this guy in high school, which again, take this with a grain of salt. It was high school. We were like 15, and he would be driving to like practice. I think he was going to like sports practice. I don't care. He was going to practice, and he was like, hey, I'm driving to practice. Practice goes until 8. I will text you at like 8:30, or I'll like let you know how practice goes after. That, like, hey, I'm wet. Hey, and I'm horny, because that right there is consistent communication. It's being like, oh, I'm not going to leave you on red and ignore you for the next 3 hours, because it wasn't like we were just like geeking. We were having a conversation. And he was like, hey, gotta go, but I'll text you in 3 hours. The least he can do, mind you, the absolute least. And that meant so much to me. And he was so consistent with that, that now it's like, okay, 7 years later, I still think about that. And I'm still like, okay, well, he could do it. And he was 15. So why can't these 27-year-old men do it? I'm confused. These men are 12 years older than this 15-year-old boy, and they can't even be like, hey, I'm going to dinner, can't talk. But then you'll get the like you up text. 27 years old, mind you. Like, hey, don't fucking worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're grown. You're literally grown. You know what else I think with consistency is you are the same person like 99% of the time. Obviously, we have our ups and downs. Obviously, we have our mood swings. Duh, I'm a girl. I get it, okay? I'm gonna have mood swings. That's not the question. My concern is we are not acting different around anybody. We are not acting different near, like, that's not happening. We're not going to act one way in the privacy of your home and then act another way around your friends. You're not going to treat me one way this time and treat me another way this time. Absolutely not. That is not consistent behavior. The last guy I was talking to literally said to me, you don't have to say every thought that comes to your mind. Like, I know you did that, the first couple of dates, but now you don't have to do that. So you want me to act different? So you wanted me to put on a front in our first couple of dates and now act different? If you didn't like how I acted in the first couple of dates, we shouldn't be here. Hey, we shouldn't be here because you're mad that I'm consistent in the way that I act around people. Whether you're my grandma or a random man, I'm going to be Taylor. Obviously, there are different respect levels there, and obviously, like, I know my limits for certain conversations versus other conversations. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, my personality, how I speak to people, how I present myself is going to be the same. And for you to not like that by what, day 3? That's not an option. Then you don't like who I am. So why are we still here? Why are we even talking about it? Because you clearly don't like who I am as a person. And for you not to like that I'm consistent is a little scary. Another red flag, if you will, because you're tracking that I'm consistent. That should be a good thing. It's a good thing for me, at least. My second green flag is doing little things or remembering little things that I say, do. Like, oh, you said that your favorite color is blue. I'm sure you would love this sweatshirt over here. Not buying it for me, just like pointing it out. For instance, okay, story time. I was talking about how I wanted to buy a Ford Bronco, which, if you guys have read my Substack, I had a whole article about the trials and tribulations of me trying to buy a car. Okay. And if you haven't read it, go read it. Taylor.Kaufman at Substack. It is the funniest thing because I'm hilarious. And the whole car buying process when you're 21 years old is terrifying. Buying a car is terrifying, and you don't understand all the prices that go into it. I'm sure some of you guys do because you probably have bought a car, but I have not, and I had no idea everything that went into it. So when I was looking at the payments and then the fees and then the delivery and then the so guess who can't afford that? Guess who's not getting a new car? But I was talking to this guy and I was like, yeah, I'm thinking, looking into Bronco sports, all the things. He was like, oh, like I've never seen a Bronco sport. And I sent him a picture of it. And I had to pull teeth out of him being like, yeah, have you seen any out in the wild? Because see them in Madison all the time. So I feel like you would have seen one by now. He's like, oh no, I didn't even think about it. Like, hey, so we had a full blown conversation about these cars and how I wanted one and how I was debating. And I was like, oh, I want your opinion. Like, do you think they're ugly? Like, I'm kind of like teetering. Like, I think they might be ugly. And you haven't even thought to look. So I guess it's just, I don't know what to label that. I think it's just, the mindfulness that you are in a relationship or that you are talking to somebody like, oh, if you see a Snickers at the counter and you know I love a Snickers, like grab me a Snickers. I am that type of person where I immediately think, oh my God, this guy would love this, or oh my gosh, this makes me think of him. I remember one time I was dating this guy and he fully, this goes back to my last podcast where this boy I was talking to was like, oh, I'm going line dancing tonight. It's like, oh, okay, so you thought about me enough to tell me that you were going line dancing, but you didn't think about me enough to invite me to go. Interesting how that works. Interesting how that works. Okay, the next question should be short and sweet, but I kind of have a funny story time for this. Is what's the worst date you've ever been on? Honestly, I can't remember a time in my adult life that I've had a date where I was like, that was genuinely the worst thing I've ever experienced. However, in high school, I had this one date, and again, we're 15, okay? So I'm giving this guy some grace. But it's a funny story, so I'll tell it. He was friends with somebody else I dated, and I was just like going through the friend group because, again, 13 years old. You're allowed to do that. And he was like, oh, we should go to a movie. And I was like, okay, like that's chill. I love a movie. We go see this movie. The movie's fine. I don't remember what movie it was, but I don't remember it being like anything like crazy action or anything. And it might have been like a scarier movie. So he was like, don't worry, like you can cuddle up. And I was like, no, that's okay. Thanks, though. And so our shoulders were touching, whatever. He like kept inching to grab my hand. I could tell. And I was like, I don't really want to hold this man's hand. Something about holding hands in a movie theater is so impractical because I have sticky popcorn fingers. I'm trying to eat my popcorn. I'm trying to be comfortable. I'm trying to sit straight. I'm trying to pay attention to the movie. The last thing I want to do is try to reach over the armrest and like hold your hand. And this is not the type of theater that was like recliners. It was like you're sitting straight up watching the movie. So holding hands was just not really an option. And he just kept being like, and I was like, okay, okay. So at one point, I just like lifted my hand up and I grabbed the man's hand because I was like, okay, so somebody has to do it. And I, yes, it's going to be me. We're watching the movie and he kept like turning his head towards me. And I was like, I was side eyeing him the whole time. I was like, okay, hello. And then finally, I looked over at him and I made eye contact with him and he started talking. And I was like, we're in a movie, like, be quiet. And I'm watching the movie. All of a sudden, this is so bad. He lifts my hand. Did I mention this was a first date? I don't think I mentioned that. And that is a very, very important aspect of this. Okay, rewind. He grabs my hand, or we're still holding hands, and he lifts my hands up. He gives my hand a kiss, and he like goes to kiss my cheek, and it just like wasn't working. So I like scooted away. I was like, haha, like lol, like please watch the movie. And he whispers in my ear, he goes, I love you. Mind you, I'm pretty sure it was a scary movie, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, am I more scared of him or the movie right now? I can't tell. And because I didn't respond the first time, because out of shock, he said it again. He did the same thing. And he said it again. He was like, did you hear me? I said I loved you. And I went, that's nice. What are you supposed to say to that? How are you supposed to respond to that? You want me to be like, oh, I love you too. I don't even know your middle name. Like, be so for real. I only came here with you because I wanted a free date. I was 13. I was allowed to do that. It's fine. Okay, next question is what is your unpopular dating opinion? And this one, I don't know how unpopular it is, but I definitely go into brawls with my friends about this. I hate nothing more than playing hard to get. I am hard to get. Let me be clear. I am not easy. I am hard to get. It is hard to get into my energy circle. Like, you really have to show up, show out. And even at that, it's like, do I, am I really adding anything to my life with you in it? Because my life is really good and I feel very good about myself. And so for you to come into my circle and into my energy and my aura, you got to be bringing something and it better be good. With that being said, I don't play hard to get. Once I know if I like somebody or if I'm crushing on somebody, that person is going to know. Even just like the last man I was talking to, I was very much like, you know that I am crushing on you. Like, that's not the question. My question is what do you want to do with that information? And like, where do we want to go? Where do we want to move this? Because the question isn't like, ooh, do I like him? Do I not like him? Like, no, I know very quickly if I like a man or not, as do I expect him to know very quickly if he likes me or not. In the same sentence, I hate when men are playing hard to get because who do you think you fucking are? Because who do you think you are? You're just a man. You're literally just a man. If I took my top off, you'd be begging on the floor. So, what are we trying to play hard to get for? I'm confused. Who's hard to get? Because it's not you. It's literally not you. You're the one at my beck and call, so you're not the hard to get one. And I'm not sitting here playing hard to get. So, what's the confusion and why are we having the what are we talk? We don't need to have a what are we talk. We're either together or we're not. It doesn't need to be boyfriend girlfriend, but you are not talking to any other bitches. I don't know if this is one of my green flags or one of my red flags. I don't know. I'm the type of person where I can't talk to more than one person at a time. I have such a hard time being able to just like flip the narrative between multiple different people. And I don't know if that's because I don't have ADHD. This is a conversation I have with my friends all the time. I don't have ADHD. And so I'm very single minded. I can get very focused very quickly. And I want to know very quickly if I like you or not, if I feel like it's a match or not. I'm going to put my full energy towards you, or, the energy I'm giving towards my love life. I'm going to give it to one person and I will know very quickly if that's my man or not. I think that that's the issue with dating apps, which is my next question. Are dating apps worth it? I don't know. I had dating apps all throughout college, and the entirety of that time, I was talking to more than one guy at a time. I don't mix up their names because obviously on the dating app, it says their names, but I do mix up their shit. Like, one guy will be like, oh, I love golfing, and then the other guy will be like, oh, I love race cars. Like, I don't know. I don't care. And I don't want to look at your profile every time we talk to each other. Like, that's stupid. Why can't it just be one person at a time? All I need is 10 minutes. All I need is 10 minutes of your undivided attention, and I will know very quickly if I want to continue that conversation or not. And my thing with dating apps is like, now I live in my hometown. Like, do I really want Hinge? Do I really want to be swiping on Tinder in my hometown? What if I see like my prom king? Or what if I see like one of my old school teachers? Like, ew, that makes me so icked out. Am I supposed to like dodge them? Am I supposed to block them? Do I like them? Like, what happens if they like me? Do I just like ignore it completely? Or what if they are cute? Or I'm not gonna be dating anybody from my high school. Like, that's not happening. Like, that's not happening. So, what do I do? What am I supposed to do in that situation? Because I don't want to see them. I don't want them to see me. Like, and everyone's like, just change your location. So then I'm a liar. And I don't want to be a liar either because I hate bitches that lie on fucking dating apps. Unless I put my location in like Rome, I don't want to lie because I do live here and I'm going to be here for another year. Like, I'm saving up to move. And so, do I just wait a year and then like do the dating apps once I move? Because that would be fun. Like, I do kind of like talking and flirting and doing all the fun things. And I'm not going to my hometown bars. Anyone who moves back to their hometown knows that hometown bars are off the question. Absolutely not. Those bitches probably don't even know what a berry water lime is. Then the next question is, what is my love language? Shockingly, I have three love languages that all tied for my top spot. So those are words of affirmation, physical touch, and quality time. I was very shocked that physical touch was on there because I never felt like I was a physical touch person. I think it's all dependent on the person because the last guy I was talking to was very much like I wanted to be physically touched. Like, that was one of the highest ones. Is anywhere we were going, like, I was grabbing his arm, I was like, whatever. So that was huge for me, but that doesn't trump words of affirmation or quality time. That's where the tie kind of comes in, because quality time, duh, I love spending that quality time with them. Like I was mentioning earlier, we don't need to talk all day, but when we do, I want it to be quality and I want it to be like actual conversation. I think quality time can be as simple as a phone call. I think it's the same thing. It's just scheduling out portions of the day that we have actual genuine conversations that mean more than just a quick text. And honestly, I think all my girls can say that words of affirmation is a little bit of their love language. And that's one of my top three, because I love to hear, like, good morning, thinking of you, like, you look so beautiful. Like, obviously, I love to hear that shit. I love a compliment. Like, I know all of that shit about me. I know I'm beautiful. I know I'm like full of light. I know all of these things. I'm not questioning that, but it is so rewarding to feel that sense of acknowledgement from your partner. For them to know and remind you, like, oh, you're such a good person, or oh, you look so pretty in that top. Like, I know that, but thank you. Like, it gives more depth to who they are as a person, because it shows that they are recognizing those things. And I think that that's huge for me, especially in the beginning of dating, because I need to know you have the depth and the capability of thinking like that. Thinking, oh, like, she does look so good in that top, or oh, like, I love the person you are. Stuff like that. Like, just verbalizing it and having the ability to verbalize it goes so far. Men don't even understand. Like, that makes me 10 times hornier than any dick pic you will ever fucking send me. And let me say that one more time for the people in the back. Words of affirmation and giving a bitch a compliment, a non sexual compliment, will get my pants off 10 times faster, if not every single time, more than your fug ass dick pic that I did not ask for. Hey, did not consent to. Let me reiterate that. Did not consent to. That you sent anyways. Get that shit out of my face. Acts of service is one of those love languages that has definitely grown on me now that I'm an adult. And I think that it just means so much more because I have more shit to do in a day. And so it's like, oh, if he does the dishes for me, that makes me feel better because that's one less thing I have to do. Versus when I was younger, in college, like, it didn't really matter because it's like, oh, we're just having fun. We're doing whatever we want. But on the other hand, I know myself and I know I'm like OCD and low key control freaky. So when it comes to cleaning and like cooking and stuff like that, if somebody was to cook a meal for me, it'd be like, oh, like, what pan did you use? Oh, how did you do that? Oh, what temperature did you do that at? Because I'm kind of a freak, and that's okay. I'm self aware. We love our self aware queens. But with that in mind, I don't know if I would be able to handle somebody doing a bunch of active service for me. I think once in a great moon, or if there's a consistent active service that they can do that I can't do, I would love that and really appreciate that. But something that I can do, or something that I enjoy doing, for example, cooking, I almost would just prefer to do it myself. Lastly, gift giving. Is it gift giving or gift receiving? Or you guys know what I'm talking about. That last one, two sides of the same coin, right? So I love giving gifts. The second I see something that reminds me of my partner, I'm buying it, I'm giving it to them immediately. I do not expect the same in return. But like I was saying earlier, it is appreciated and it does go a long way, but I never expect that of my partner. However, I've also never been showered in gifts, so I don't really know where gift giving or receiving is on my radar because it's never happened to me. So if somebody came to my door with like a new Ford Bronco and some flowers, like, I wouldn't say no. And I'd probably get some like butterflies in my stomach and feel pretty good about myself. I can't lie. Okay, next question is, what is my ideal first date? And this one, honestly, simple as can be. I love a walk. Whether it's like a mini hike, whether we're just walking, getting some ice cream, whether we're taking my dog for a walk, whatever we're doing, I just want a simple activity where we're doing something. Because when you're doing something and you're not just like at dinner, there is a little bit of wiggle room for some silence. And I love that because I love to gauge how me and my partner act in silence. I think that's huge. I think being able to have moments of just like rest, silence, breath. It is so important and it means so much more than just being able to like sit there and talk and talk and talk. Obviously, I want to be able to do that with my man because I love to talk and I want to have these conversations with my man. But I can give grace to, moments of silence. I am, a huge activities girl. I love drinks though. I love going to get a drink because get a little tipsy. We just get to sit there. If the date's going bad, it's like one drink and done. Oh, I have to drive home. Like it's not like can't. If the date's going good, it's like two, three, and then you get to a point where you're like, let's go back to your place. Getting drinks is just such a safe option. Well, is it safe? No, it's such a stable option. Ladies, to be wary of, your surroundings because these boys are getting scary. Okay, last big question is what am I looking for in a man? And this is such an important question and is such a loaded question. So let's kind of like break it down. My expectations are so simple. My expectations are high, but they're simple. For example, I just want a kind and steady man, which, hey, guys, newsflash, impossible to find. They're not kind, they are not steady, and as Sabrina Carpenter once said, a boy who's jacked and kind is just not on the radar. It's not happening. I really don't need much. I don't take much as a girlfriend. I'm just a girl who loves to chat and loves to talk and loves to be around her man. And that's literally it. Just make me feel safe, heard, and respected. And baby, you'll get head at the end of the night. Like, what's the issue? What is the issue? I just want a patient man, a kind man, confident man. That's the thing, is I want to be able to walk into a room and our energy is matched, but also you are confident and secure in yourself and secure enough in yourself that you're gonna let me shine. You're gonna let me walk in and be like, yeah, that's my girl. Like, that is what I want. That's the energy I want. I went on a date with a guy and he was so timid. He was like, yeah, just go ahead, lead the room, like, whatever. And although I obviously love to be, center stage and all of these things, it's like, hey, so I still want you to be able to walk into the room with the same amount of confidence. I don't want to be like, oh, and this is my little puppy dog. This is my whimpering little puppy dog behind me. My man is my accessory, but this is sad. Like, this is embarrassing. I don't want you behind me. I don't want you looking like that behind me. That's embarrassing to me. Okay, lastly, we're going to do 5 quick fire rapid questions because I keep yapping today, but I want to end on a fun note. So let's begin. Food or flowers, which I'm also going to internalize as like chocolate or flowers. Immediately flowers, but I love to pick my own flowers. So my dream is you take me to the flower shop and you say, pick whatever you want, make the bouquet, whatever. Or you bring home a few different bouquets of just like single flowers and I get to make the bouquet from there. I love chocolate. I love food. Duh. But flowers all the way. Dating apps or meet in person, immediately meet in person because now I know you're not a creep. Well, I don't know that. I don't know that. Let me be clear. I do not know that, but I can sense your vibe. I can get your energy and I can do all of that in peace of mind without having to plan the date, do all the things, all the stupid shit, How do I feel about the first move? I love the first move. I love when men initiate, but I am happy to initiate. I am happy to go up, start a conversation, but no, it's not going to be like a, hi, are you single? It's chill, it's fun, it's all the things. It's going to be friendly with a little bit of flirt. It's not going to be overly flirty, but it's not going to be, hey, I'm not going to be a freak. Thank you. Long distance, done it. Never want to do it again, especially because I was the only one making the commute. We were not long distance, we were like medium distance, but he only came to see me one time. Again, dating for almost a year, lived 2 hours away from each other, and he only came to see me one time. I came to see him every single week, so I will never be in a relationship that I am making all the efforts again. So I would say not long distance, but I would never want to start long distance ever. We'd have to start together, something happen that we have to then be long distance. Older or younger? Immediately older. I have dated people 6 years older than, no, I've dated people 5 years older than me. I've dated people 2 years older than me, anything in between. I've never dated anybody that was younger than me. I never want to date anybody that's younger than me. I feel a little cougarish, and by I feel a little cougarish, I feel a little predatorial. Younger than me, I'm 22. How much younger can I go before it's genuinely a minor? 4 years? In my head, 20 or younger is a minor. In my head, 21 or younger is a minor. So I'm not touching that. I don't want none of that. I'm okay with my older crowd. I'm enjoying my older crowd. I'm loving it here. I feel like I'm just much more of a mature state than a 21-year-old man. So right now my like prime zone is like 24 to 26 is kind of where I'm looking for a man. Coffee date or dinner date? I kind of love a coffee date. Similar to drinks, but it's like calmer, safer, more fun, less dark. I like dinner, but I also hate dinner because why am I eating in front of you? This is like far too early in the relationship for me to be eating in front of you. So I'd much prefer a coffee date, a little croissant on the side, a little something cute. And coffee date is cute because if the date's going well, you can, continue it on. But if the date's going poorly, you have a million excuses you could say. Oh, work called me in. Oh, I have to go. Oh, my grandma's dying. Like, who cares? The last question I'm going to answer is double text question mark. I'm a double texter. Like I mentioned before, I love to react to a message and then not get back until I have the time. So if that has no meaning anymore and you need to send something else, or if you're like, oh, hey, one more thing, please, please double text me. I'm going to double text you all the time. I'm not going to be like, hey, 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 where are you? But if my first message didn't have any meaning, if I was like, oh, that's so fun, forget to say anything else, or the timing isn't right, and then 2 hours later I'm like, hey, what are you doing tonight? Or hey, how's your day going? I'm immediately double texting because you had nothing to say to the first message. You had nothing to respond to. I didn't have enough time to make a substantial answer for you or substantial prompt for you to respond to anything with. So I will happily double text, and I want to be double texted. A triple text is crazy. Don't triple text me. Ever. Ever. But a double text? I love that shit. It's like, yeah, you're thinking about me. Yeah, I'm not a freak who's gonna be like, oh, you double texted me? Like, no, I'm not a weirdo. I'm a normal person, I swear. Even though sometimes it might not seem like it. Like, I'm normal, I promise. Okay, guys, I think that's wrapping it up for today. I could go on and on and on. There might be a part two to this. Honestly, I could continuously talk about this. Dating is just one of those topics that is never ending, especially for a 20 something, because we are going on dates like freaking we are breathing air. This is just the surface level of me and my dating life. This is just, the basics. But the more I talk, the more you get to know me, you're gonna know that there are some crazy ass stories up in my repertoire, and I cannot wait to share them all with you. So please, wherever you're listening to this, give it a big old like, 5 stars, all the things. Read my Substacks, Taylor.Kaufman. Go to my TikToks, Taylor.Kaufman, and follow along on this journey. I post pretty much live updates on my TikTok and Instagram. Substack is more of my in-depth reviews and kind of my little digital diary. So if you're thinking about, doing some light reading and want to, read my inner thoughts, that's where you find me. Like I always say, life is not one size fits all. Mine just happens to be tailor made. Thank you guys so much for listening today, and I hope you have the best day ever. Bye.